Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. We're here today with Muhammad Shaikh Saab, a well-known scholar on Islam. He normally speaks in reference of Quran, and from what I have learned on the internet, I wanted to learn more about him, so we came and met, and we wanted to do this interview. This Dawah Center is awesome, beautiful looking, in Tariq Road in Karachi, and they have a website under iipc.tv, and they have an online channel. They have a great YouTube channel. There's a lot of information about basic problems in Islam and basic knowledge of Islam, and he has used technology in the best possible way. If you come, I would like to invite you to come to his center and have a look around, or maybe we can make a virtual tour of it, and you will see that every corner you will find something so sweetly done and keen and very tech savvy. When I came in first time here, I didn't even think that this is Pakistan or Karachi anymore. It's really, really, really nicely done, and this is, I think, the first sign, because I think cleanliness is next to holiness, as everybody says, and half of our religion is cleanliness, and being organized is what we need in order to convey our message. So Sheikh Saab, how are you doing?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Sheikh Saab, I heard that you were in Merchant Navy. So what got you into Merchant Navy earlier?
It was by my financial, I don't have a good financial background. I didn't have a very good financial background. So my father died at the age of, when I was 16 years of age, in 1969. So Merchant Navy is a good, well-paying job. So I had the chance of getting into cadetship to support my family. So I joined the Merchant Navy, not as my career, but as a to back up my family.
So that was your first job?
Yeah, before that I was in the army, in National Service Inductees in 1971. Bhutto Saab, the Prime Minister, made a National Service Inductees a course for training intermediate students. And it happened that in 1971 there was a war between Pakistan and India, so they put me on the war front. So I was on the Rajasthan borders, the National Service Inductees, and my unit was military police. So I was looking after in the army. The second job was this Merchant Navy. I was joined as a cadet, and I've traveled almost 3/4 of the world.
What's your favorite place in the world?
Mecca.
Very diplomatic answer.
No, it's true.
Why is that the favorite?
I've been to many, by sceneries and by this, many places in the world were very good looking. I mean, you get attracted. But if you go to Mecca, you feel at home. I feel it, exactly. So the first time I went to Mecca was during a long time back when I was very young, at the age of, I think, 27 years of age. I did my first Hajj. So when I went there, I felt as if I was in my home.
You went with your family, or?
No, I went alone.
You went alone.
Yeah.
And at that time, you were in merchant navy also.
I was in merchant navy, and it happens that being in the merchant navy, it came to that I was going to many countries of the world. So, in Ramadan came in one of the, I was one of the on the ship, and that was in British ship. So I asked God Almighty that you are taking me to so many places of the world. Why don't you take me to Mecca? So, I, I, it was a chance that I went on a passenger ship, working on a ship in Pakistan, taking the Hajis. So I was,
Wow.
so I was third officer. Then I went, and I feel very, very, secure. And
Were you very religious back then?
no, not exactly. I was not a very religious person.
What's the definition of what not a very religious?
Like generally in Pakistan, like for me and generally people are who that Friday prayers do not understand what the Quran is, and generally cultural religious people are not exactly what the Quran and understanding of the Quran. So like this, once in a while you offer prayers on Fridays or Eid prayers. Do not know anything about religion. We know about culture generally. So that was religion.
That's a very interesting term, culturally religious.
Yeah, that was according to culture. There are certain norms you do because your parents or ancestors do. You practice that.
How was it to be on the border? I mean, having a gun and you could just shoot anyone. I mean, how did it feel? I've never
Actually,
done that.
actually, I was not on the. We were on the borders, but our job was to direct the people of different units. Like a military police job is to direct the people from different units to the which border they are going to go.
Through the
So,
middle management,
yeah, so because the general knows it where to put the people, and we military we guide them.
operations people.
Operation people, we're just guiding people.
So that's where you started learning how to manage people.
In a way, you can say, but not that good.
And after the merchant navy, how long did you do that?
In my whole career is sea time. They call it a sea time. But you're at sea at 5 years, not much. But I have, if you can at that time, if you can do 5 years sea time, then you can appear in the exams of captain. But I did not appear in the exam, and in between I left the merchant navy. I was third officer, then second officer, then I had the sea time completed for captain masters, they say, but I did not appear for the exams.
So now you left merchant navy, and how old are you now? When you left merchant navy, how?
30
30.
years.
And then you joined the family business.
I had the video business of rental videos, video filmmaking, and sometime
You're shooting
modeling.
shadi shoot.
Yeah, it's marriage ceremonies, shootings, and video rentals, English and Urdu, and this type of movies.
I think it was one of the first movie places in Karachi.
Not famous, you can say, but it was
Very
because
early
we
time.
were the only specialized people on renting movies. At the same time, we were renting serials. Like at that time, Dallas, Dynasty, those serials coming from America. So we had a very large, good collection with prints. That was our specialty.
What was the name?
Video Cottage.
Video Cottage. I think it was very famous.
Yeah, very famous.
On Tariq Road.
On Tariq Road, yes. And then we had opened a branch in Defense also, Sunset Boulevard,
Oh,
and
okay.
Giziborough Junction.
You said something about modeling. What was that?
At that time also, I had the opportunity to have do some 2-3 commercials on television on Shalwar Kurta and
TJs.
Philips, yeah, TJs, in magazines also.
What was that? What was he saying?
Uh,
Ads?
in no, in
magazine.
magazines. The
Like
name was
Akhbar-e
Mag.
Jahan.
Not,
Like Akhbar-e
yeah,
Jahan,
Akhbar-e Jahan,
English
Mag,
version
yeah,
of
English Mag. So in that also I was doing this, and on television also, for TJs and Philips, and I don't remember.
So was it a well-paying job or just?
No, I was doing for just heck of it, not
Just for fun.
Yes, for fun, not exactly as a career. Young age you get involved in these things.
Well, I wish I was involved. So, but in merchant navy, when you're in merchant navy, people do all sorts of things because you're traveling the world. You've seen
Yeah.
the world. You meet people. So you've met a lot of Christians and Christian missionaries.
You see, I was surprised by that, and I should give the credit to the Christian people. When you are in merchant navy, on all parts of the world, wherever I went, they had the Christian missionaries working for the sailors, and I think there was some concept of religion. help the people who are outside from his house and give them, they used to take us to their clubs, Siemens clubs, missionary clubs. And then there were girls and they talk about religion. So I had the first time I had this concept of reading the Quran was from a Christian missionary. Because I had
You were giving Quran?
No, actually what happened, I had a discussion with him. He asked me, you are a Muslim? I said, yes, I am a Muslim. So he said, you believe in the Quran? I said, yes, I believe in the Quran. You believe in Muhammad? I said, yes, I believe in Muhammad. So he said, you know Jesus? We said, yes, we believe in Jesus also. He said, you know the Bible? I said, no, I don't know, but I've heard about Bible. But the Bible was revealed before Quran. And whatever is in the Bible that has been given to, that has come, Muhammad has plagiarized or stole plagiarism from the Bible and made Quran.
This is according to him?
This is the Christian missionary told me. So I was just looking his face blank. He said, if you tell me something from the Quran, I can relate it to the Bible. Because I am very good at read Bible. So he said, asked me, had you read the Quran? I said, yes, I've read the Quran. He said, okay, tell me something. And that is the time of my first turning point. I could not tell him anything because in our community in Pakistan or in all parts of the world except for Arabic speaking people, Muslims all over the world, they read the Quran in Arabic without understanding. And I was one of them. So I said, no, I cannot tell you. He said, why can't you tell me? He said, you said you have read the book. I said, yes, I have read the book in Arabic.
I never understood it.
So he's asking me, what do you mean you can read Arabic but you don't understand? This is very difficult for any non-Muslim or other people to explain to them that you are reading an Arabic language and you don't understand a word of it. And this is the majority of the Muslims all over the world are. They read in the Arabic text, they don't understand. And that was a very difficult point to explain to him. So he told me, I remember those words, he said, look, this is what these people have made you, Muslims, scholars. He said, who told you this? I said, this is what the Arabic people understand this Quran. I said, yes, Arabs know the language, so they understand it. So they are not translating this Quran for you. At that time, I didn't even know there were many translations. I was so, people are like, this is arrogancy. So he said, look, the Bible is translated in many 3,000 languages of the world. So you can read in Urdu also, or English also. We translate because you understand what is written in it. So at that time, I didn't even know that there are translations of the Quran also. But that was the first time I realized what stupid I am, that I don't know what my book says, or I'm saying I'm a Muslim, or what Quran is. So that is how I first enlightenment that I must. So he gave me the Bible. He said, you read this Bible.
With the Urdu translation?
No, English. He gave me the English one. So I said, give me the English one. He said, look, and I told him, first I will read the Quran in translation, then I will read the Bible. So in Surah 96, Alaq 96, he commands, اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق اقرأ وربك الأكرم الذي علم بالقلم علم الإنسان ما لم يعلم. Read with the name of your Lord who created man out of cloth that clings. Read, and your Lord is most honorable. He who taught with the pen, he taught man what he knew not. Now, normally these verses are understood that it was given to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in history. Normally. We don't go into that debate, but I know for sure, because it states, look, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord who created. What? Khalaq al-insana min alaq. He created man out of cloth that clings. Are you not a man? Who is here sitting who is not a man? Come on. Everybody is a man. You understand? Insan. So he is commanding every man of all times through Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it was a command that read, Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord who created. Khalaq al-insana min alaq. He created man from that clings, or alaq, that clots. Then he again said, Iqra, read, wa rabbukal akram. And your Lord is most honorable. Alladhi allama bil qalam. He taught man, again insan. Alladhi allama bil qalam. He taught man with the pen. Allama al-insana, again insan, man. He taught man which he knew not. So if you note in these 5 verses, there are 2 times is read. And there are 2 times is insan, man. And when I say read, it implies with that read means with understanding. If you look up at the dictionary and you look at the meaning of the word iqra or read, it is understood with understanding. Because as being a Muslim, I must know first my own book supposed to know.
What was his reply?
He gave me. He said, okay. But he was telling me that, I mean, there were big discussions, but he was telling me that you people are put in the dark because you don't know Arabic language. We are translating in all language of the world for people to understand. So this was how people do not know this. I mean, if you go to any non-Arabic speaking people, because I went to the Ahmad Didat course also and I met some people also. Every Muslim in the whole world are like this. They read the Quran and don't understand it. So their religion is according to their own culture. This is the big problem in all. And all the learned people, politicians know this.
The culture becomes part of religion.
Part of religion.
So coming back to, this is where, this missionary was which country?
I was speaking this gentleman in Belgium, Antwerp.
Wow, it's a nice place.
It's an Antwerp, yeah. A big port.
One of the biggest ports in Europe.
Rotterdam is the Holland port and this is Antwerp. There's the competition which is the biggest. We keep on making big cities.
Yeah. We have like a Muslim missionary club?
No, not Muslims.
Do we have something?
No, only Ahmad Didat started. When I went and I spoke to Ahmad Didat, I told him to make one. So I mean, we Muslims are not good at all this. They are very good.
Marketing is bad.
This is because this is in any part of the world there have got missionary clubs, and they take the sailors out. Suppose my ship is in Qasim port, and it is at least 40 approximate miles off from Karachi means. So they will give us the free ride. These missionaries abroad, they say, okay, we'll take you back to Karachi. You go there, you do the shopping, you sit up with us. We will supply you all the necessities. If you want to write a letter or email, anything, what we give you the facilities, and then we'll drop you back to the ship, free of cost.
So there's no free ride.
This missionary is very good at it.
So you think Muslims are not good at marketing?
No, I would not. I don't know about this. What you mean? But in religion, they are not doing. In religion, they are only promoting as one particular school of thought among their own community.
So after the Merchant Navy, you went and did the video stuff.
Yeah, video filmmaking, rental movies, and this.
Were you making videos also?
Yeah, videos also. I made myself also, editing and dubbing and superimposing at that time.
Wow, Commodore 64.
Ah, very good. And we had very good, chance of making. I made very good movies of marriage ceremonies and occasion, happy birthdays, and in some documentaries also. But
documentaries on what?
Like for example, there was a townhouse made by somebody, so they asked me to make this documentary and make this townhouse.
Professional documentary,
yeah,
corporate documentary.
Corporate documentary. Yes.
Do you still do that?
No. It's a long time back. Young age, all past.
So, but what's this Ahmad Didat thing? I mean, this is before your turning point or after your turning point?
No. Which one? This
Ahmad Didat. You met Ahmad Didat.
Ahmad Didat, I met him.
That's the first time you heard of him is after your reversion?
No, I did not revert. Actually, what happened? I was a video shop, so I had these Ahmad Didat videos given by somebody. And there were other scholars also, like for example, Cat Stevens, he converted into Islam. So I had some Yusuf Islam. Then there was one Canadian, his name was Gary Miller. So he has reverted, his name was Abdul Ahad Omar. Then there was Steve Johnson, his name was Farooq Abdullah. So these guys, I had the videos on comparative studies and Christianity and Judaism.
While you were selling
I was giving rentals movies, and at the same time I had the Library of Islamic comparative religion cassettes.
Just for the sake of customers.
Yeah, for the customers, because they were all these guys were speaking, because they had reverted into Islam and they had the comparative studies. Similar, and Ahmadiyya also doing the same thing. So I had this instead of I had this one section of Islamic videos. At that time, also people were watching these videos. So some films also, message and like. So I had this one portion of religious cassettes in my rental shop. This is how I got introduced to Ahmadiyya, but I did not revert until that incident came.
So what's that incident?
Incident is that I was on a shop and somebody asked me some rated films, and we never used to keep these rated films. So I said, you can go further, you can have these films. Instead of that, we have religious cassettes. So this guy said, everybody say that you don't have rated film, but you do have rated film, then you must have it somewhere. So I said, no, I don't have it. So he started arguing with me, so I said, okay, please go. So he was some terrorist type person, so he went, and after 10 minutes he came back.
You were a street fighter at the time. What
Yeah.
was that? The movie Street Fighter or what?
No. I had fights in young age. Young boys, there are different types of people. Because of my father, he used to teach me boxing. And he was a very good boxer himself in Aligarh University.
Wow.
And my father taught me in a very young boxing. So I was very good at boxing, and I usually watch Muhammad Ali Clay boxer. So I was a very good boxer. So in street fight, people don't know how to fight. If you are good at anything, you can easily beat anybody. Like if you know judo, karate nowadays, at that time, this Bruce Lee was not famous. So I used to know boxing, so I used to hit very easily. Only 1-2 punch, that's all. So anyway, what happened? This guy.
Did you punch the guy?
No, I didn't punch. He went and he came with a gun.
Ayyo.
So he took me on a gunpoint. I had overpowered him, but some other brother came and there were 5-6 guys and they started beating, and finally I saw 2 guns, and I was almost getting unconscious because they were hitting with the gun, backside of the gun, the butt was hitting on my head. So a shot was there. I was holding somebody's gun. The bullet was fired in the small room of that shop. So I thought I'm being shot. So I opened my eyes. So I saw one gun here and one on my heart, 2 guns. And he said, leave my brother, leave my brother. I was holding somebody's. So at that moment of my life, I thought that's my end of life. Because I heard a shot and I thought that it hit somewhere to me, and I'm not feeling it because I had already had injuries and I was getting semi-unconscious also. So I thought this is my last time, and he's hit me and he'll further shoot me again. So I prayed to God. Everybody prays to God. At that time, there was nothing. I said, if you give me life, I'll give my life to you. That is how I changed myself, And people forget. I did not forget that gun and that incident. That changed my whole compass of life was changed. So that is why I realized that I was 33 years of age. I realized that this is that at that time I realized this is very important. That why I'm here, what's the purpose of life, where I'm going, and this all changed me. And then how I read the book Quran.
Did you know what you meant by giving the life to God?
No, I told you I was going to pray sometime. So after that I met the Christian fellow. I had to read in translation. So, in religion you ask somebody. Normally people ask this guy or that guy or this priest or that religious Maulana or this guy. I decided that I am going to read this Quran in translation, and if it's the book of God, I have to use my own intellectual, logical reasoning to find out if it's the book of God or not. If it's the book of God, then He must dictate me what I should do. I must follow Him, not the man. That was a very important point for me, because I have decided that I will not listen to my ancestor, my father religion, my family background. I will not listen to any Maulvi Sahib. I will not listen to anybody. I should listen to what the book says. And as the book will educate me, because I will follow and obey.
So the book would be in Arabic. How would you know?
No, translation.
The translation by the human being.
You see, the Spirit of God, this is again, you will come to religion, the essence is in us. Like, for example, if you don't marry your sister, so why don't you? In any part of the world, it's not allowed.
Oh, okay.
So there are certain things that are written in the book. I mean, if I read in the book Quran that you don't marry your sister, where did I get it wrong? Who told you it's wrong? So it's written there. So the book itself tells you one thing which it makes a logical understanding that it is true.
So you just wanted to you just started reading the translation initially.
I have to read. No, how to get the truth also, you can, even if there are translation errors, you'll say that even if you're reading a translation, you say it doesn't make sense to me, because it has to align with the Spirit of God, the essence of the message of God.
The logic.
The essence, the logic, the essence of that statement.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
How would we understand that the translation, that is clarification, and the spirit, that is essence, is correct, as there are many translations?
Yeah. You see, I was talking about how the revelation comes to the Spirit of truth, or the Holy Spirit, or the trustworthy Spirit comes. I explained in my lecture. But still, there are many translations. How can you understand that this translation is a correct translation? There is no such thing as a total 100% correct translation in English or Urdu or any language of the world. Because they are human, they can do mistakes. Anybody can, we are all humans, I can do mistakes. But how would you understand, you can take up any translation without reading the Tafsir interpretations? Because once you read the interpretation, is coming from the mind of that man. You see, that's the problem. People are reading a translation, an Arabic text, and then they read the explanation of the scholar, interpretation. And there are many schools of thoughts. So they inject that thought or the point of view of what they think is like this. And there will always be a contradiction. So how it is coming from Allah, that's your question, the translation. So there is a Quranic ayat you can read, Surah Al-Nisa 4 and ayah 82. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ دِي غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِي اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. Do they not consider the Quran with care? If it is not from Allah, then you will find many contradiction. So proof is that any person saying this ayah says and this ayah says and this ayah says, you see, is there any contradiction? Translated form, you will not find any contradiction. So it is coming from Allah. And it should have, وَإِذَا بَدَّلْنَا آيَةً مَكَانَ. Don't forget that, 16101. Whenever we change the place of an ayah with an ayah, قَالُوا إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُفْتَرٍ. Allah knows what He has to be revealed. They say that you have invented. Allah knows. وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا يُنَزِّلُ. Allah knows better, knows more what He has to reveal. وَإِذَا بَدَّلْنَا آيَةً مَكَانَ آيَةٍ وَاللَّهُ أَعْلَمُ بِمَا يُنَزِّلُ. Whenever He changed the place of an ayah, Allah knows more what He has to reveal. قَالُوا إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ مُفْتَرٍ. They say you have done it. So you take up in the concordance, take out the relevant ayahs of any translator, and you try to read in that context the whole ayahs of that one particular topic, one subject, and you will see in the translation some errors if you have committed. And if there are no errors and the essence is clear to you, it's coming from Allah. It will have no contradiction. That's the proof.
So